Hey everyone, and welcome back. Have you ever put your heart and soul into something, a project, a creative work, even just expressing an opinion, only to be met with harsh words, a dismissive tone, or outright negativity? Criticism. It can sting, it can wound, and it can make you want to retreat into your shell. But what if I told you that criticism, even the tough stuff, can be transformed? What if you could learn to turn criticism into fuel? Today, we're diving deep into practical strategies for filtering toxic feedback while powerfully utilizing constructive criticism to accelerate your growth, all without damaging your self-worth. It's time to build a thicker skin and a sharper mind. Let's acknowledge it. Criticism hurts. It's a universal human experience, and our brains are hardwired to perceive it as a threat. Why? It feels personal. We often identify deeply with our work or ideas, so a critique of them feels like a critique of us. Fear of judgment or rejection. We all crave acceptance, and criticism can feel like the opposite. And then there's vulnerability. When we put ourselves out there, we open ourselves up to feedback. And that vulnerability is scary. Because it's so uncomfortable, our natural reactions are often defensive, to lash out, to shut down, or to simply ignore it all. But these reactions either escalate conflict or stifle our growth. There's a better way. The first most crucial step happens immediately after you receive criticism. Create a holding space. Don't react, don't respond. Just acknowledge it and mentally put it aside. This starts with the pause. Take a deep breath. Count to 10. Walk away for a few minutes. This disengages your emotional brain and allows your logical brain to catch up. Don't internalize instantly. Tell yourself, okay, I've received this feedback. I'm not going to process it right now. I'll come back to it when I'm calm. It's also important to separate the delivery from the message. Sometimes the criticism is valid, but the delivery is terrible. Don't let a harsh tone invalidate a potentially helpful message, but also, don't let a harsh tone make you feel you have to react immediately. This holding space prevents you from saying or doing something you'll regret and protects your immediate emotional state. Once you're calm, it's time to filter for toxicity. Not all criticism is created equal. Your goal here is to identify if the feedback is truly about helping you or if it's disguised negativity. Look for the 3 C's of toxic feedback. First is cruelty. Is the feedback intentionally mean-spirited, sarcastic, or designed to demean you? Does it attack you as a person, rather than your work or actions? Second is control. Is the feedback designed to manipulate you, push an agenda, or dictate your choices without genuine concern for your well-being? And third is contradiction without context. Is the person inconsistent in their feedback? Do they criticize you for doing the opposite of what they criticized you for last time, without offering a clear, evolving standard? Or are they criticizing something they know nothing about? If the feedback hits one of these 3 C's, it's likely toxic. Your action here is to dismiss it. You don't need to internalize it. You don't need to debate it. You simply recognize it for what it is, noise, not fuel, and you let it go. Protecting your self-worth is paramount. If the feedback passes the toxicity filter, it's time to extract the fuel. This is where growth happens. This is constructive criticism. Use the 3 Q's to process it. First is quantity. Is this a one-off comment, or are you hearing the same feedback from multiple credible sources? If multiple people are saying something similar, there's likely a pattern you need to address. Next is quality. Is the feedback specific? Does it offer actionable insights or just vague complaints? For example, "This is terrible" is bad feedback. "This paragraph is unclear because X." Try rephrasing "Y" is good, actionable feedback. Finally, question. Ask clarifying questions. Can you give me an example of what you mean? What specifically could I have done differently? What outcome were you expecting? What's one thing I could focus on to improve? If the feedback is specific, comes from a credible source, and you're hearing it consistently, then it's gold. This is your fuel. Take notes. Plan specific actions based on it. Integrate it into your growth plan. The final ongoing step is to protect your self-worth throughout this process and respond with grace. Your self-worth is non-negotiable. Your value as a person is not determined by external criticism. It's determined by your inherent worth. Criticism addresses your work or actions, not your being. Once you've processed the feedback, respond, don't react. Respond calmly. For toxic criticism, a simple "thank you for your feedback" is often enough. Or, if appropriate, setting a firm boundary works too. For constructive criticism, try saying, "Thank you for the feedback. I'll definitely be thinking about points X and Y." This shows maturity and a willingness to learn. Finally, focus on growth, not perfection. The goal isn't to never receive criticism again. The goal is to get better. Embrace the journey of continuous improvement. Criticism is merely a spotlight on areas where you can shine brighter. Criticism will always be a part of putting yourself out there, but you now have the tools to control how it impacts you. You can choose to be crushed by it, or you can choose to transform it. By creating that holding space, filtering out the toxicity, extracting the valuable fuel, and protecting your core self-worth, you turn every critique into an opportunity. You don't just survive criticism, you thrive because of it. If this video empowered you, please hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and subscribe for more strategies for personal growth. Let me know in the comments below. What's one new strategy you will use next time you receive criticism? Thank you for watching, and remember, your growth is your power.